can't believe it's going to be even worse than it was yesterday, but Pete Alonso just signed with the Orioles, and I'm absolutely livid. I can't. I'm pissed off.
How pissed off are you? Talk about it.
100%. I mean, I got to put out this tweet about my video going out because I just ranted for about 15 minutes on my YouTube show. I'm going to rant here. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. What just happened is 1,000 times more embarrassing than what happened with Edwin Diaz yesterday. This is a terrible look for the organization. It's a terrible look for David Stearns. It's a terrible look for Steve Cohen. The Mets can almost not have a shot at being better than the roster than they had last year, and they missed the playoffs. I don't know how they get better. Mark Vientos is going to get 600 plate appearances? Is that what you're telling me? He's going to platoon with Ryan O'Hearn or Ryan Clifford? Like, what the fuck are we doing? What's the fucking plan?
I think that, one, yeah, you're right. It's hard to see the vision right now. But two, like, the Mets were never giving Pete Alonso that contract.
They should have.
That was a crazy contract for him. He's one of the highest paid non-defensive players in baseball right now. And I think that I'm very upset that Pete Alonso is going to take plate appearances not for the Mets in his career. I think that sucks. But at the same time, I can definitely see the idea of being like, that's just too much. That's just too much money in too many years for Pete Alonso.
The years thing pisses me off because 5 years, like, save me the bullshit with the 5 years thing. Pete's going to be just fine in 5 years. The money is also bullshit too. We have the richest owner in sports. If we're going to nitpick and try and thread the needle on all this stuff, I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's a bad decision.
I think that's what we're doing here. I think that right now, like we kind of said when the season ended, like there needed to be a reckoning for this team, this organization, this roster. The reckoning is losing all the players that we like a lot. Like I think Pete was the one guy.
The problem is they're good. These two guys were good. Like I can rationalize losing Nimmo. I don't know a world how the Mets are better at first base next year without Pete Alonso.
Well, they definitely will not be better at first base next year without Pete Alonso. But also, like, you talked about the embarrassment of the Edwin thing. I think all the news that came out
changed it a little bit.
For sure. The fact that there were huge deferrals in the Dodger deal, and we may have actually offered more money, but he was apparently, per Jeff Passan Sports Center, pissed off that we gave a contract to Devin Williams and didn't let him know first. That makes me, honestly, not upset about Edwin at all whatsoever anymore.
It changed how I felt about him. But this Pete stuff, apparently we didn't even come even close. Didn't even send him an offer because the Mets knew that they weren't going to be able to come close or didn't want to come close. That's more what it is. Didn't want to come close to the offers that were out there. I kind of mentioned this to you yesterday. I said Schwarber 5 for 150 does a lot for Pete. You said it didn't. It clearly did.
No, it clearly did. And again, like right now, Pete Alonso is going to be the highest paid first baseman in baseball besides Vladimir Guerrero by a good chunk. Like Pete's making more money for a similar amount of years than Freddie Freeman, for one fewer year than Freddie Freeman. Like he's blown all these contracts out of the water, which again, like that's great for Pete. Pete wanted it.
I don't even care. Good for him.
Pete wanted this deal. He beat the 7 for 158 that he declined a few years ago, the Epler extension, and now it's just like I'm this happening very quickly after it happened. I'm still kind of shocked. I'm kind of sitting with this one for a little bit right now. Like I kind of can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. I feel like we've been bamboozled. We've been led astray. We've been, I'm really pissed. I'm really fucking pissed off because to me to be outbid by the Orioles is unacceptable on a contract that sure it's a big contract for Pete Alonso.
Contract.
You got bigger balls then. Go sign the guy. He's good. And again, like the first base defense thing, it can't matter that much. It can't matter that much. Show me the good defensive first baseman in baseball, the Venn diagram of good defensive first baseman and good hitters. They don't fucking touch. It doesn't exist. So who fucking cares?
That part I don't care. And again, I agree with you that I would have been very happy if we would have signed this exact same contract for Pete Alonso. But also, like, at the same time, like, trying to understand the rationale between not signing it, like, I get that part too. But there has to be something. There has to be Kyle Tucker. Like that there won't be Kyle Tucker. There won't be Kyle Tucker.
Then cool. Then this team sucks next year. This team stinks. Terrible.
Sucked last year with all these guys on it.
Cool. Then just give up. Throw away the 2026 season too because we were bad last year with these guys on. Throw away the season. 2026 is a mess too because we got an MVP season out of Juan Soto. Francisco Lindor was still amazing.
Oh yeah.
We had a lights out bullpen. We had a first baseman that hit 40 home runs. Like, how is this team going to be better? There's no way.
They could. This to me. Two things come to mind. One, the way we went into the 2024 season comes to mind, where like this team is going into it sucking, and then all of a sudden you just play well. Like you're always going to be 5 games worse or 5 games better. You think you're going to be at the beginning of the year. Last year we thought we were like an 88 win team. You won 83. Like shit. Like fucking shit happens. Again, I think the worst part of this right now is trying to like sift through and find division. Like is this team going to be like like let's shoot for 500 and try to be 5 games better? Is this team right now? And you said this in the rant to end the season last year. Are we trying to get below the luxury tax? Is this the reset year? Which is something again that you said when the season ended. It kind of felt like that was possible. And also at the same time, like this core never did anything.
No,
we got past the wild card round one time with all these guys in the team. One time. And again, like even I was talking to my dad yesterday. We were ranting together about the Edwin Diaz thing. Like, remember when he almost blew the season in 2023 or 2024 when the eighth inning he imploded against the Braves? Like that. Like, there's all this shit is part of this, and I'm pissed off that we're losing all these guys that are like our favorite players. Again, I still can't even believe the fact that Pete Alonso is going to not be a Met next year.
I can't believe it's the Orioles. It's not even the Red Sox or like the Phillies or the Blue Jays or somebody like that.
Well, it's definitely one's going to be the Blue Jays. You know what's funny, especially about the Orioles? There's a weird like corollary between the Orioles and the Mets right now because the Orioles this year had a more disappointing season than the Mets. They're one of the few teams in the league that was more disappointing than the Mets. They were also a team that seemed like they have to be diving in on pitching, and they're saying, fuck it. They're spending this money and going after Pete Alonso. Like, they were in on Kyle Tucker. They were in on Kyle Schwarber, and they decided to spend that money on Pete. You know what else is going to suck? When we get Ryan Mountcastle, and that's going to be our first baseman next year because the Orioles are dumping him for nothing. But this is like the dumpster Dave people. It's a great day for you guys,
and I think it's fair. I think it's totally fair because unless it's Kyle Tucker, and then like
it won't be.
It's not going to be. It seems like, but it better be. I'm gonna like if you're a Met fan right now. If this is the roster they're rocking into the season with it, don't go to a game. Don't show up. You cannot support this.
Oh, I'll be there for sure, 100%. Again, also like. You can support whatever the fuck you want as a fan, because I think
but you can't support this shit.
I think 80% of the Mets fans are with you right now, being like, I can't believe this is unacceptable. But I do think that 20% of the Mets fans are like, this isn't the craziest thing in the world at all.
The one spin zone that I'll go back to that I think I mentioned too last year is this a get rid of every single ounce of Wilpon stink left in this organization?
That feels like it might be because
it feels more and more like it every single day because McNeil's gone within probably 48 hours as well. I can't imagine he's
if the team takes
for much longer. They'll give him away for anything. It seems like I think.
But again, like there was something stinking rotten to the core. I don't think that was Pete Alonso. If we would have gotten rid of every single part of the old Mets, but retains Pete Alonso, I would have been thrilled with that. That's kind of the offseason I was expecting, which is why I still don't even think this actually hit me in my brain yet because I thought we'd get rid of all these guys.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's hit you yet.
Oh, it's definitely not hit me. This happened. I texted you immediately. I finished my coffee down at the West in Williamsburg, and I ran here back home so we could do this. But it's like. I'm still absolutely mystically shocked that this has happened.
I'm sick to my stomach. You can't let this guy walk. Not on that contract. Again, it's a lot of money, but the money doesn't matter. If we start worrying about what the total money was for Pete Alonso, where everybody we made fun of last year with the Juan Soto shit, where it's that's talking poor. That's not Steve Cohen big balls. Did he pull the wool over our eyes? He got the casino and he's like, David Stearns, operate like it's Milwaukee again.
Or, I mean, can I raise you one of these?
Sure.
What if we didn't sign Juan Soto last year? No, I'm serious. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think the next 3 years of this team would look like? I think that
they would be the Milwaukee Brewers over the next 3 years if they didn't have Juan Soto, which is Francisco Lindor at shortstop.
When shit was falling apart the middle of the year this year, I was like, I kind of think that the Mets were shocked by reaching the NLCS in 2024 internally,
of course,
and equally or more so shocked that they've actually signed Juan Soto. Like, would Francisco Lindor be on the trading block right now? Would Francisco Lindor be on the trading block if you didn't even sign Devin Williams for a top of the market closer contract? Like, and also we talked at the deadline about the fact that the Mets exclusively shot for rentals. Keep the books clean, keep the books clean, keep the books clean. Is this like an absolutely eternal scrubbing of the books? Like, what is... Because the one thing I can't figure out, we've been trying to figure this out the whole offseason for years now, going back to when David Stearns was hired, trying to sift through and find the plan. Even when we signed to what we thought were interesting contracts last year with Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas, the plan was like throw shit against the wall to make this rotation good enough to possibly get through playoff series. Didn't even reach those playoff series.
What if I told you that the Mets have dedicated $155 million over the last year and a half to Sean Manaea, Frankie Montas, and Devin Williams?
Yes, but then where's the rest of it is the question
I know, but I'm saying, like, conceptually thinking, even out loud, that would never make sense to give those three guys that money over Pete Alonso.
For sure.
That would never make sense. So then what is David Stern's thinking?
Yeah, what's the vision?
He's actually got to say something now because he's been coy, he's been quiet. I need something. I'm losing my fucking mind over here because it makes no sense at all now.
More so than what David Stearns has to say, I want to hear what some of these players think. I would love, and we'll never get this.
Yeah, no.
I would love to make Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor right now drink Truth Serum.
Yes.
Like, what do you think about this team next year? Because these guys are locked in for a long ass time.
Like, are we gonna get a mutiny? Because I
think we're gonna get a mutiny from a section of Mets fans, 100%.
You cannot look at this team, whether you're a fan, a player, ownership, front office, and say it's exactly where we want to be right now. You can't. It's not possible.
No, definitely not. But it's
and then from the other side, are we being spoiled brats?
Kind of.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, also maybe not because Don LaGreca, who's your forever Met? Like Pete.
Yeah.
Could have been the forever Met.
I mean, it's going to be Juan Soto, I guess, even though he played for 6 other teams and all
yeah,
that kind of shit and won a
he's
World Series
not,
with the fucking Nationals.
Yeah, you can't be a forever Met if you didn't come up with the Mets. Like, this is, I mean, but maybe, like, David Stern said this shit in the couple last press conferences he's done. Like, maybe it's just a full youth movement. Like, maybe we start to see all of these prospects play. Like, maybe that's the team they want to be.
They're going to be so bad. I think our prospects are going to be good, but the team will be bad. How does that even work?
Let's give you this right now. And you guys, answer this one at home. Answer this one in our comment section. Next year, will the Mets win more games than they won this year? 83 wins was what they won this year, and that clearly wasn't good enough. And that was with all these players. But that was also with this kind of disgusting stench of underperforming happening the whole time.
What's sick in my head is yes, but not because of what's happening right now. It's because this team is so horribly constructed at this exact moment that if you ran in with this roster on 2026, it would be laughable. Well, it would be terrible.
That's not going to happen because if you ran in with this roster.
That's why I say yes, because surely there has to be a plan. Because if not, David Stearns has bamboozled everybody on the entire planet into thinking that he's a good executive. If there is no plan,
there has to be there probably is a plan, right?
Maybe.
The part that pisses me off is how different the vision is between last offseason and this offseason.
Yep.
Again, it's because I think that the Juan Soto thing was a shock. So I think maybe a plan was thrown out, and then it was like, let's throw shit against the wall exclusively for 2025 and see if that shit against the wall can just help us into a playoff series where variants could possibly win. You could do that thing. That's we felt like the plan was last year. Right now, it seems like the plan might have been what the actual plan was last year, and that plan was throw out every single thing that's in this organization.
Isn't it terrifying that the Mets had so many holes, and we kind of said Alonso and Diaz are back, and we're like, there's still so many holes to this team. Now those are even more holes on top of this. Like, we're worse at first base. Second base is probably not going to be very good. We don't have any outfielders except Juan Soto. We literally don't. We have no outfielders except Juan Soto. We don't have a closer. People still want an ace, and I'm in the same book. Like, now I want Derek Skubal even more now if we don't have fucking Pete Alonso. How are we going to score runs if it's not Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto carrying things that we've criticized other teams for in the past where, like, you have 2 good players and everybody else on this team's whatever?
Mark, right now, we are below the first luxury tax threshold.
I hate that.
There hasn't been a season in the last 3 years where the Mets were under the 4th luxury tax threshold.
It's casino money right there. That's money to go build those, casino and the hotels, I think.
Like, I do wonder and again, maybe part of this comes from Steve Cohen. Like, maybe he's like, I've been paying these fat-ass tax bills. I'm happy to do it, but we are paying fat tax bills, and we're getting nothing back out of it. Like, nothing back. Like, this team, again, while Pete Alonso was a Met, they went past the wild card round one time.
Yes.
I'm sentimental.
Not his fault, but...
Not his fault at all. And the one time we did get past was largely thanks to him.
It was largely thanks to him, and also, if you look back, some of the worst signings that we've made was because our owner was like, that 40-year-old pitcher, I know who that guy is. Let's pay him a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then they stunk and shit the bed because they're old.
Like, this is the first player that has been part of this exodus I'm incredibly sentimental about because I do love Pete, and I think Pete will be good for the next 4 or 5 years.
Wasn't Pete like one of your first big Twitter diatribes too?
My first Twitter name was Free Pete Alonso because I made my Twitter in 2019. I was like, if the Wilpons don't put this guy on the team on opening day, I'm gonna freak out again. If the Wilpons didn't put him on opening day that year, he would have had the qualifying offer this year. He probably signs the +1 contract this year. Probably get 1 more year of prime Pete Alonso. It's funny how the butterfly effect works on all this stuff, but it's still it's just incredibly surreal at the moment.
This sucks. This mega sucks. I think everybody has every right in the world to be freaking the fuck out. I think everybody has every right to be going ballistic right now.
Who's the most likely player you think the Mets actually go after next?
I like right now. My brain is so broken from seeing that. I have no clue. I have no clue at all. Are they going to be in on Murakami now all of a sudden? Are they going to be in?
Maybe.
Is Kyle Tucker? I know you say no, but is it Kyle Tucker? It's definitely Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger is a Met on a 6-year deal. Lock it in.
If Cody Bellinger's Met in a 6-year deal, that will be the time where I start to get actually mad. Because I'm trying
Lock it in. Lock it in.
I'm trying not to open the oven before the cake even begins to rise right now. You don't want to let that heat out. But this is the first time where I'm like, I really need to take a peek and be like, what the fuck is actually going on? But
I almost don't want to think about it, because thinking about it makes me even angrier, because I see by the Mets not doing this, by the Mets losing out Edwin Diaz, by the Mets, the way the offseason's gone, it just seems like they're not going to spend money, and they're going to, like you said, it's going to be the youth movement. It's going to be, let's see what we got. Let's maybe make a trade for a Freddie Peralta on a rental, maybe, and go from there. And I still don't think that team's very good. Still think that team stinks.
You're probably less likely to do that now, because I don't know how good the floor of this team is at the moment. Like,
what's the win now move?
I mean, this isn't a win now roster.
No, the way exactly. It's like Pete Alonso and Edwin would have at least been like, okay, it's still relatively the same team now. How do we get better? Now it's like, this team's worse. How do we get even close to where we were last year?
I don't want to hear the Edwin stuff after the way that he apparently handled his negotiation.
But still,
no, yes, theoretically. But if you walk out of this offseason with Robert Suarez and Devin Williams, which I still think is kind of pretty possible, then I think the back end of the bullpen is better. I think Robert Suarez still I think next week, after we let this all simmer down, we'll talk about positional replacements for these guys. That might be the Monday video for you guys.
That's depressing.
What has to happen for you to not be depressed about this team?
I need 24 hours. I can't think about it. Right. I can't think that the contract, Pete Alonso fails his physical, has to sign a 1-year deal with the Mets on a 1 year for $20 million. That's what makes me feel better. He fails his physical. I don't know. I have no idea. Him not being on this team, I can't feel good right now. I can't.
I can't believe he got the same amount of years and more money than Kyle Schwarber. I actually can't believe that.
I can. I've been saying
Why
it.
can you?
Because he's a couple years younger. He hits just as well as Kyle Schwarber relatively.
He doesn't hit just as well as Kyle Schwarber relatively.
Kyle Schwarber, up until last year, was the similar OPS guy to Pete with a much lower average.
2 years ago, Pete had a below 800 OPS.
Yes, and Kyle Schwarber 3 years ago had an OPS that started with, 7?
No, it was still 800s for Schwarber.
But he had those years too in Kyle Schwarber's career. Like, Pete had one bad season. We know what it was.
Me too.
I think we're overlooking Pete Alonso. I think we really are. I think this is a big moment in that sometimes we're too diving into like a little bit of the minutia, a little too much minutia.
Again, I still think Pete Alonso's great, but I'm shocked that he got that offer.
He's still going to be good for those 5 years. I don't think he has a bad 5 year.
As this offseason has progressed, did you think Pete would get a 5 for $30 million AAV?
I was always in the book of like 5 for whatever Pete wants. I was. But
even you said 5 for 125. Like,
yeah, but if you would have told me 150 gets it done, I would have said sure, done, no problem.
It's not our money. I would have been happy if the Mets signed this deal. For Pete
exactly.
Alonso,
that's what I'm
100%.
saying. And I think other teams would too.
But I am saying I'm surprised by this. This to me feels like the Orioles are tilting, which is, again, kind of funny that you let the Orioles tilt on you. But again,
it also feels like the worst ballpark for him to go to. But
it is pretty. But the Orioles owner, I don't think people realize how rich this guy is. I don't know why they haven't been spending money. Like, maybe
the Magna Carta, right?
He owns the Magna Carta, the basis of all Western law, which is kind of unbelievable to think about. I want to see right now.
How do you feel better before we wrap this one up? How do you feel better? Also, this video is going nuclear.
If Pete was an Oriole last year, he would have 45 homers compared to the 38 he had.
How is that possible?
I guess the opposite field. It's a little better.
Maybe the opposite field.
A little better to right center in Camden Yards for Pete. Maybe that was the nexus.
Yeah, maybe
that's probably honestly like for them, because Pete Alonso, the opposite field power is the thing that's going to age the worst. So I guess you have one of the best opposite field places for him to hit.
Yeah,
I guess. I do think people are running a little bit too much with the fact that the Mets didn't make a formal offer. Of course, they were negotiating, and when the offer went far above them, it seems like they were just, we'll take ourselves out of this. But
I hate taking ourselves out of it.
It's just
sucks. This sucks.
It sucks. It sucks to lose him. I can't believe he's not going to be a Met.
I'm mad. I'm really mad. And that's how we'll leave you. We'll leave you mad. Subscribe to Mets'd Podcast. Listen to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. Appreciate you. Follow James on social media at
James Chiano.
Draft Deck Mark. I don't know when the next video is, but I'm going to scream and yell.
Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it might be tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Let's go, Mets.